Now, a question for you: what would you recommend for a guy to look for in a woman, a Mexican woman, traditional feminine woman?
Like the qualities or like the characteristics or
Let's go both. Yeah, ambos.
the Mexican woman? Well, I think it depends on the person because from my perspective, I think that here in Mexico, there's like a misconception that a lot of people say, oh, Latinas are really like, they're really aggressive or something like that.
Mm,
But
really
I
aggressive.
don't think that's true, that we are aggressive or that we are crazy. So
Well, you guys are a little crazy, yeah, but uh,
I think depends on the person, but no, I think that we like Mexican women are really passionate. Like we have
mm,
a lot of love to give and to receive.
oh
So I
yes.
think that's a good quality for Mexican women that we are really passionate. Doesn't mean that we are crazy. That's a misconception that a lot of people in other countries has. And no, we are not crazy. Maybe you will find a few women that are like jealous, but I think
Mhm.
that's something that it can occur in both ways, like men and women.
Yes.
But I think you can find women here that really passion, that has like goals in their lives. I think that's also a really good thing because if you are dating someone that doesn't know what to do with her or his life, I
Hmm.
think it's not attractive either for both like men and women. So
Yeah.
someone that has like a goal in her life, on his life,
Hmm.
and I don't know. I think a lot of people, or I don't know if that's true for men in another countries, that they like Mexican or Latinas also because of the height, like if they're short or tall. I don't know if you
You
guys
guys are
prefer.
very short. Muy bajo.
Sí,
Muy
sí.
pequeña. Sí.
Yes, here in Mexico, the average of the height is really short. So
Yes.
if you guys like that, you will find that here in Mexico, girls or
Definitely.
women. So that's also another thing. And also there's a misconception that all women in Mexico has like curves or like an
Mm.
amazing body. every each body is different, each body is beautiful, so you will find a lot of bodies in Mexico, not like the specific ones that you will hear in, I don't know, in the internet or something like that. No, that's not true. We have like diversidad here in
Hmm.
Mexico.
So, yeah, a
Also.
lot of bodies. Yeah, I've never heard that before. Very true. Yeah, you definitely don't get as many big girls as in the States. Like there's a lot of obesity in the US, so you don't see a lot of that here. Yeah, a lot of girls like don't work out a lot. You don't find like this maybe the supermodel look as much. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, you just I mean it doesn't really matter at the end of the day because it's like do you connect with the person and there's a lot of cute girls here, so you get a lot of that. Yes, very short, muy pequeña. So you can always tease them, guys. If you're doing an approach, you can tease them by how short they are, and they'll laugh. Yeah,
Yes, yes, that's true. And also, I know that if you are attracted to someone, that's also important because if you are dating someone only for the feelings, but at the end of the day, you are going to kiss that person. So it's also important to feel that attract attraction. I don't know how to
yes,
say it in English, but I'm not saying that is the only thing that matters. No, 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 no.
yeah.
Because it's the person, the personality, like the connection. But at the end of the day, it's also something that you have to consider.
Again, guys, that's what we teach. Is we teach how to understand how women speak and think and act, and that's really going to help you connect with them on a deeper level. Because if you try to connect with a woman the way you connect to your guy friends, it's not going to work out. As guys, we're very direct. We get to the point. Obviously, in this context with you and I, we're being very direct and to the point because it's a podcast. But in general, like we always say that women want to discover a man like a novel. They want to take 20 years to figure him out and read him and like find all the details. And the big mistake a lot of guys make is on the first date, they're like, oh, this is everything that's happened in my life. This, they basically give them the summary of the book before it's over. So really learning how to add a little mystery into your day to day interactions with women, I think, is going to really help. The last question I had for you today is, what do you think is important for a woman to give to a man, right? Because I think I agree with you. It's really important for a guy to, I think to pay, to lead, to open the doors, to do all that stuff, to make sure he's taking care of her. That's what I really focus on. Like when she's with me, how can I take care of her the best I can? Now, what should a guy look though for like a woman being of service to him? Like what is a green flag in that sense?
Well, I think it's someone that support you on the things that you want to like reach. I don't know, on
Yeah.
or the things that you want to like your goals. If you are with someone that doesn't give, how do we say that, like doesn't like she doesn't care about your goals, that's also
Mhm.
like a red flag because and when you are in the relationship you are interested in the things that the person are interested in. Is
Yes.
I'm not saying that the woman should give her life like should give up her life for the things that the man likes, but you can support that those things being by his side or like I don't know, if you have the opportunity in that moment to cook for him. I'm not saying that it's something that you should do, but if you have the opportunity and he also has the opportunity to cook for you, you can do like for each other. I don't know, you can cook for him if he needs that because he's really busy, or also the other side. And also like someone that doesn't want to change you completely,
Mm,
because I think that's something really common when people has high expectations, or people things like, oh, I want a prince, or the other side, I want a princess.
yeah.
So you should put your expectations aside, because
Mm,
you are dating the person by itself, not you are not dating the ideal person that you have in your head.
mm,
So if you're in love with that person, it's because you decide that. So you can the person can change if he's acting in a weird way or aggressive or something like that. Well, that's a different like subject. But I don't know if he's not that like the prince that you saw in the K dramas or like in the TV shows. Well, I think a green flag is that you don't want to change him into a completely person or to
mm,
completely man. So also
sure.
that.
Yeah. Wow, those are some great points there. 100%. Couldn't agree with you more. The change you want, and that goes for guys too, right? Just in general, like you know, I think there's ways you can encourage your partner to be better,
Mhm.
and you want to support them. And if there's something you think that can make their life better, I think it's important to communicate that. Obviously, in like a kind, loving way, not like what would really make you hotter is if like probably not the best way to go about it. It's really, I think that's a big trap a lot of people fall into. They date a person, they're like, I'm going to change them, I'm going to make them whole, I'm going to make them complete, I'm going to help them get healthy, get off their addictions, all that stuff. As you know, man, I do addiction coaching as well, and so that's one of the biggest problems in addiction relationships is that like, oh, I'm going to save him, I'm going to help him, get sober and like change his life around. Like that is like the worst way to like actually help encourage someone to change is to try to change him. So I think that's a great point, and no one wants somebody that's gonna like be like, I don't like the way you did that. Like you should do it like this because I want you to do that. As very unattractive. And then the other point you made, which was um, that she supports you. Right? That's really all that guys are looking for. They're just wanting somebody that they can come home to, that's going to be peaceful and happy, and you know because we're really, for guys anyway, we're very busy at our work. We are really looking to the future and really how to build like businesses and all that stuff, make a lot of money, and that takes a lot of mental energy, that takes a lot of work. So when we come home, we just want to be like, I can turn that part of my brain off and just relax and have fun and laugh and kind of recharge that, and then tomorrow I'm going to get back out there and go. um, Not for everyone. Some guys really do want like a girl that's also like an entrepreneur, where they can come home and like talk about business and stuff. I think that's really cool too. Um, and I like that a little bit too. Like I want to be able to share about like the work I did, and at the same time, then I want to stop thinking about that and be like, okay, like how was your day? Like what did you do? Right? Kind of get out of myself, because I've been focusing about myself and like what I'm doing for my work. It's really important for me to then be able to like give to the other person, like give my time. And that's what recharges me, is being of service to another person. And then it gives you permission to like, yeah, talk about yourself again, right? It's like a give and take, a back and forth.
Yeah, and to add something, the last thing that you said, I think that dynamica, dynamic
So never
in
come.
the relation. Okay, I think that depends on the relationship because I know that as society we have like strict rules that oh the woman should do this and the man should do this, but I think it depends because it's not wrong if a woman only wants to cook or only wants to dedicate her life in at home. Like that's not wrong because women prefer that, and it depends on her and depends on the relationship that they have with the man. But like you said, there are other relationships that both both has their own business and they're happy with that. So it's not necessary to establish like a specific dynamic for the relationship. It depends on how it works for both. So it doesn't have to
Yeah,
be something specific or structure.
definitely. Definitely. Like if you, I don't know if you know the guy Alex Hermosi, he's like a big business guy. Him and his wife are in business together. Like they run like $1 billion company. So like that's how they connected. And originally it was over like business and stuff. I also think, yeah, like what the point you said, like you want a girl that's interested in your life and like your career passions, and vice versa. Like you want to be supportive of what she's doing in her life as well. So we find that as guys really attractive. Like when a girl is like asking about it, she's curious, right? It is a bit unattractive when you're dating just a selfish person in general. This can go both ways too. Like you want a person that's curious, and then yeah, the supporting. I think that the part about like, hey, like I worked all day, I'm providing for us. Like would appreciate if like I came home and like you could cook this dinner. Right? I think that's totally fair. I think it gets construed a lot like she should be in the kitchen and he like that's when people are like fuck that, like no. But really when you word it in that context where it's like, hey, like as long as both parties are contributing to help the greater mission of the relationship, I think that's what makes it really healthy. And then it's not like we want our girlfriend to cook for us because we think it like you know we it's how women should be. No, it's just like, hey, I've been grinding all day. I don't want to come home and then have to cook us food too. Like if you could just do that, like that would really be helpful. And then we can hang out and have fun and like watch TV or something or whatever. So